Hey everyone, welcome to your Monday motivational for May 28th, I think, if it's the 29th. I can't actually recall, on this lovely Memorial Day. So I'm just here with a few reminders for you to get you through the next week. So first of all, final reminders for paper 1. This is your reminder. Paper 1, the final draft, is due this upcoming Sunday, which is June 4th. I'm currently working on feedback for your formal paragraphs and your rough drafts for paper 1. So be on the lookout for those in the next couple days. And as a reminder, I have a video on how to access my feedback in Canvas. So make sure that you, if you don't know how to access my feedback, that you check this video out, because I give very extensive feedback, especially on the formal paragraph, to help you with your final draft. So, you know, the final draft's worth a lot. The formal paragraph is not worth that much. This is an opportunity for you to see exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. And remember, with the rough drafts, I'm only going to comment on those if there's a major aspect of them that needs changing, or that I'd like to see you do, because those are participation assignments and I'm not grading them on your argumentation. All right, finally, I want to direct your attention to the writing help page in our class Canvas. You can find this in the help section. If you go to the home page on our Canvas class, just click on help, and the first link you'll see will be writing help. You'll find lots of resources that can help you with your final draft. This includes things like workshopping your thesis, helping you develop an introduction or conclusion, showing you an example of what I mean by explain your logic, because I know a lot of you are going to be getting that feedback from me on your formal paragraph. So do check that out. In fact, if you complete 2 of the worksheets in the writing help section of Canvas, you can earn up to 6 points towards your final paper grade for paper 1. And I'll post more details in the assignment section of our class Canvas. So look for an assignment called Writing Workshop Extra Credit Paper 1. Okay, next topic, pacing. So by the time you turn in everything that's due at the end of this week, you will be more than halfway done with the assignments for this class. So I'm sure that's a big relief. I know that it seemed very fast at the beginning, but now you'll be done with more than half of your forum post, more than half of your building blocks, and one of your 2 major papers. And the beginning of this class is very fast for 2 reasons. So first, we're going to start reading longer texts than we have been reading. So the shorter texts just go more quickly because we're reading more of them. And then second, you'll be working on your research paper, which is the second major paper of the course. The research paper requires more time than the close reading paper, because you will be required to do scholarly research, finding other scholars that have written about what you're writing about and that are thinking about the topics that you're thinking about. So that will take some time. And then, oh yeah, so don't procrastinate that, because it really does take a lot of time. But I'll post a video. I'll talk more about the research component next week, because the only thing you're turning in is the formal paragraph for this week, and that does not require you to turn in, the formal paragraph does not require any of those research sources, because you're turning it in so early. Okay, let's see. Keep in mind also the research paper will be a close reading paper. So you're not throwing out everything you did with paper 1. You're actually doing the same stuff and then adding a new thing to it. And that's what I expect to see in the formal paragraph for paper 2, close reading. So it'll be just like the formal paragraph for paper 1. So you should have a good sense of how to do that. I'll ask you to argue in the same way that I asked you to do in paper 1. So you'll be looking at specific parts of the text, picking apart language, analyzing how the author's choices in the writing, in writing the text, affected your understanding of the text as a whole. But the main difference is you'll be thinking about how your argument now connects to other people's arguments. All right. The prompt for paper 2 is linked in the formal paragraph paper 2 assignment. So you can go ahead and check that out if you want. Well, you'll need to pick a prompt for the formal paragraph, and then if you want more information about the research component, you can find more there. And then, like I said, I'll give full information in next week's video. And then I have one final note, which is about allegory. And you may or may not be familiar with allegory, but You're going to start reading one this week. It's called The Inferno. It's by Dante Alighieri, an Italian guy from the 14th century. And this text is an allegory. The entire thing is. And an allegory is an extended metaphor. The most important thing to keep in mind as you read is that everything in the text is happening on two levels at once. So there is a literal level to everything that's going on. Hold on, there's a mosquito coming after me. There's a literal level to that, and then there's also a metaphorical level. So when Dante, the narrator, who's a character in the text, says that he's going on a journey, that means that he is literally going on a journey. Like, you should understand him to be taking a literal journey that involves walking and climbing and going up hills and going down hills and that sort of thing. But you should also understand him to be on a metaphorical journey, which involves him learning something about himself, about his faith, about sin. Both levels of the text are real in that you need to keep both of them in mind. It's not just that like one is a vehicle for the other one. They both provide information. Because this is a very complicated kind of text, I will post more information about allegory in the reading guide for the Inferno this week. So if you haven't been checking out those reading guides for our text, make sure that you do, because they can really help you start to understand the text more quickly and just reduce the amount of confusion that you have as you go along. They'll also tell you important concepts to be on the lookout for. So do check out the reading guides, which are also available on the homepage of our class Canvas. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful week, and as always, please email me or post in the Q&A forum if you have any questions.